Hello, today I'm going to be showing you some books that I've recently bought. So this is going to be maybe my to be read pile, maybe not. I tend to be more of a mood reader. So it depends on what catches my fancy at the moment. But these have a good chance of being read very soon. This first one I actually started reading, so it will get read. So this is The Riddle Master of Head, which is a classic fantasy by Patricia McKillip. And look at that purple outfit. Look at that, amazing. Like, what even is happening there? So this one was a recommendation to me from one of the ladies at book club. So I looked it up and I was reading what it's about. And there was this one part that really spoke to me. And it says, "But now ancient evil forces were threatening him. Shape changers began replacing friends until no man could be trusted." So that sounded very intriguing. So you got me. I'll start reading about you. So this book is about Morgan, who is the prince of the simple farmers of Head, and he was a farmer himself before he became like the prince. So we got that one. And then we also have its sequel. So of course I had to pick up the sequel. So this is Heir of Sea and Fire. And this is actually about I believe it's his fiance, if I'm correct. And so Morgan has been missing for a year. And so she goes to try to find him, and then, drama ensues. So this one also sounded really intriguing with like the summoning of a dead king. She's walking around with some skull. Very, very Macbethy. So we've got those two. The next one I picked up is The Will of the Many. So this one is by James, is it Islington or Islington? I don't know. But I was watching, and I should know. I don't remember. So I was actually watching somebody else on Book Talk, and they were talking about this book, and it sounded so good. Like I had to go. I went out and bought it. And so part of what was intriguing to me is it says, "I tell them my name is Viz Telemus. I tell them I was orphaned after a tragic accident 3 years ago, and that good fortune alone has led to my acceptance into their most prestigious school." So he's it's very clear he's lying, but he's trying to figure some stuff out. This is a society that, might have some problems, might have some corruption, I don't know. But, he's trying to become part of it in order to help bring it down and subvert it. So this sounded very intriguing. I'm probably not doing it justice. When I read it, I will let you know. Okay. So this next book. So I have not walked into a physical new bookstore in years. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I did. I usually go to used bookstores. We have Hyde Brothers in Fort Wayne, which is a phenomenal bookstore. So I will go in there from time to time. It's just an absolutely phenomenal selection of books. There are some other ones, some thrift shop stores that raise money for various things that get some really good selection in there for science fiction and fantasy. And so I typically go there. But I was out yesterday and we went to a Barnes & Noble. So my friend and I went to a Barnes & Noble, and we were looking at all of the new books. And I really enjoy looking at the new books because you get to see all the really cool covers. You get to see the presentation, how they frame everything. And the book covers lately have been absolutely phenomenal. Like we'll see how they age, because that one with the purple suit was probably great at the time, but now we're like, this is hilarious. So this book I picked up because it looked very dramatic. I'm a sucker for a vampire story. So it says it's called Empire of the Vampire, and it's got this dramatic dude on the front. And I recently read the Sebastian de Castell book about the Greatcoats. And I forget the name of the book, but it's the first in the Greatcoat series that he wrote, and it was really good. And so for some reason, this one made me think of that, because it's like, oh, okay, there's a strong male lead, like, all right. And it's supposed to be about this guy, Gabriel, who is the last silver saint, a member of a holy brotherhood dedicated to defending realm and church from the creatures of the night. So they haven't had daylight in 27 years, it says on the back of this book, and Gabriel's the last silver saint, so everybody else has been killed, and he's been captured by the vampires, and they're forcing him to tell a story. So this is him telling a story. And I looked at this book and I'm like, why? Like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like all this, and I'm like, why are the edges like this? Like, why are these weird, like, dark things in here? And so I turned, and there's pictures in this book. So this was the first one I turned to. And many moons ago, I watched Cowboy Bebop, and this guy, even though his hair's the wrong color, like his hair's more like this guy reminded me of Vicious, and I was just thinking, this is intriguing. So I had to buy it. I had to pick it up and figure out what on earth this book is. I haven't seen anything with pictures in it. Well, okay, I have not seen many books with pictures in it. The next book also has pictures, which is part of what fascinated me and made me like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a shot. So this one just sounded interesting. All right, so the next book I got this one has color pictures. So I got it in hardcover. It comes in hardcover and softcover. The hardcover has color pictures, and the softcover has black and white pictures. And it is Malthus Necromancer Unchained. So part of what was intriguing to this for me. So this guy looks like Severus from Harry Potter. And so that was intriguing to me. And I was like, all right, well, I like kind of that tie-in, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with the story. But so there's this necromancer, and he's captured by one of the High Inquisitors. And he's getting, dragged off to face trial or whatever. Except then they come under attack, and I guess they're faced with the choice of letting him kind of free, because their only chance at life might be to raise an army of the undead. So it's very interesting. Like, this sounds like it's going to be this, like, how do you reconcile good and evil? Do the ends justify the means, like that sort of thing. So I'm curious to see where this goes, but it also just sounds like it has some fun characters, and there's a really fun premise, and maybe it's not that deep. So this one I had to pick up. Let me show you one of the pictures that's in here. I went and checked out their website, and it has some of them, but it's really cool. So that's Malthus, I assume, being caught by the Inquisitor, since it's at the beginning. And so it looks really good. Plus sometimes the author pictures, okay, he seems quirky and fun. Maybe he wrote a quirky and fun book. Cool. All right, so the last book that I have came in my Owl Crate box. So it's Garden of the Cursed, and this book is, the Owl Crate version has a special cover, so the normal cover doesn't look like this. I think it has people on it. But this book is about this lady who used to take part in their version of high society. It is a fantasy, so the version of high society, but then her mother disappeared, and so she left that society, and now she's working in like a lower class portion of it and breaking curses for people. Except she's also been trying to figure out what happened to her mom, and that brings her back into high society, and now she might have to come back to that world, deal with that world, and possibly pretend to be some dude's fiance in order to find the answer she wants. So you might be able to guess where this is going. I'm certainly hoping it's intriguing and fun, and what's the word? Like, it, the tension builds. Like, I hope it's really good. So we'll see. So that is the final book that I have for this month, July. So are any of these on your to be read list? Do any of these sound intriguing to you? Have you already read any of them? Like, has anybody read this? Well, don't tell me. Actually, don't tell me if you read this one, because I'm worried that if I hear too much about this, it might kill it for me. So I'm just gonna read that one myself. But again, this is the one that look at that. Oh man, freaking amazing. And then the lady who walks around with a dead skull. So very cool books, all very different in the way that they present, but also gives you a little glimpse into why on earth I buy the books I buy. Do any of you have any ridiculous reasons for buying a book? Let me know. Let me know that I'm not alone. Please put it in the comments below, and thank you for joining me. Bye.